story of Alice and the silent walk, that one's special to me because I was there. And there is something really, really magical, really profoundly moving, and it's a deep healing process that happened when 1,000 people, at least that's my best guess count as I was counting, in chunks of people. I think there were about 1,000 people walking 2 by 2, because that's all the sidewalks would allow, is 2 people on side by side for a couple of miles to go to George Floyd's memorial, the Say Their Names memorial, and the Renee Good memorial. Like that kind of silence, that kind of reverence, it was beautiful. And it was an expression of both grief and healing and pain and love all at the same time. Like holding that noble silence and walking and honoring the death of Renee, the death of George, the death of Alex, and the death of our spirits in that time. And at that time, we were still in the midst of the surge. And even though they said the surge has stopped, they scaled down, they pulled out, blah, 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 there are still more ice agents here than we have cops. And they are still icing. And every once in a while, we see a pop of activity here and there on the streets, but we know that stuff is happening under the surface. And it's the under the surface, it's the hidden, it's the quiet that's almost worse, because it speaks to the sign that Alice references, that she saw in a window as she was on that silent walk. How many weren't filmed? How many do we not know about? What is going on behind the closed doors of the detention center? Why hasn't there been any justice for Renee and Alex? Like, why can't we get that closure? The longer we go without that closure, the more we hurt, the more we ache. And at the same time, the longer we go without that closure, the more we turn to each other, the more we dig in to really keep going the mutual aid and the love and the support that started here. And we aren't going back to our normal. We aren't going back to what was before. What was before is that we were stiff upper lips. We will pretend everything's fine, shove things under the rug, and be strong. And we're not doing that anymore. We are allowing ourselves to break down with each other. We are turning to each other and saying, this is hard. And that's not something Minnesotans usually do. Like, we usually just pretend everything's okay. And we're not doing that. Just this week, my neighbor who, neighbors in my street used to be, we'd see each other when we were out shoveling, or we'd see each other driving by, or we'd see each other when we were out gardening, and we'd talk once in a while. And maybe once or twice a year, we'd invite each other for a camp of time around the fire or a barbecue. But now we're connecting on a deeper level. We have each other's phone numbers and we're texting. I texted to say, hey, I'm going to be out of town for this next week. My husband will be home, but if you don't see me, this is why. I'm going to see my grandson for a week. Same time, my neighbor texts me and says, I won't be home until Sunday either because my grandma's dying. She never would have told me that before. She would have told me weeks or months later. But no, she's telling me now while she's in it so that I can hold her. Those are the kinds of ways we are turning to each other. And that's how things have changed. We are allowing each other to cry in each other's presence. We are asking for help. And we are watching each other and paying attention and offering that help before being asked. And we do that because we're still hurting, because we don't have closure with Renee and Alex. And we don't know how many are out there that are still struggling because of this. So we ought honestly watch each other and say, everyone's struggling. And because everyone's struggling, we are softer. And that's the new normal. I hope that all of you take away from these stories, is that we're not going back to pretending and to being tough and strong. The vulnerability is the strength. We are holding each other in the pain and loving through that. So as you read Alice's story, I hope that you take that with you. Thank you.